What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for another week of the Proto-GT Challenge in the Ford GT2, and we are here today at the Nurburgring at Nordschleife. I told you all earlier at the beginning of the season that I was tired and done with running single car GT2 races, but given that we are, 9 weeks into the season now, and I founded Ford every single week somehow, I thought it was okay to get one in that I was solo, and there's a couple reasons for that. One, I need to get one in for points, just for participation, because I only have one of the last three tracks coming up, and that's, I believe, Daytona in week 11. So there's only going to be, after today, one more Ford GT2 race of the season. I expect Daytona to be very popular. And again, I need to get one in. I haven't gotten one up to this point yet. It's early on Saturday morning. I have had a crazy, wild week. It's been very busy. A lot of stuff's happened. I was at a wedding, so I didn't get to do any of my usual stuff or any of my prep or anything like that. So just kind of need to get one in. I haven't really done any racing in about 3 days at this point, so need to get one in for participation for sure. But this will also give me a good opportunity, not just to get points to try to secure third in the Proto-GT Ford GT2 Championship once again, which would be the third season in a row. Still looking good for that, but I do need a strong result at Daytona. Obviously, we'll get my standard 84, 85, whatever points that I get for being 4,400 iRacing solo, which will put us back into third place, right ahead of Peter. Actually, Peter's in third currently, so he's having a great season. So go show Peter some support. Hopefully he'll watch us and comment down below. I also, just for the first time, recognized how ridiculous these people all look, and this guy is like facing the completely wrong way. I've never noticed the people in the stands before, mostly because I don't really run with stands when I'm driving and don't really look, but these people all look ridiculous. This chick looks like she does not want to be here. This is quite the hairdo. Um, yeah, anyways. But so, yeah, not only am I getting this in for participation and for points, but it'll give me a good opportunity to talk about my plans for next season. Ask you all to let me know down below what you'd like to see, what you want to see, what we may see, etc., etc. So I want to talk about a couple of the different series and driving and stuff that I may do. Let me know down below if there's something you'd like to see. I also have some plans for merch and stuff. So we're just going to have to figure all that out. So we have a 9-car race. We're the only Ford, 2 GT1s, and 6 Hondas, HPDs. So I didn't think about this either. The Portimao 1000 is going on like right now. Like this is the second or third of the races just started. So everybody's either running that or prepping for that and starting in a few hours. So that's probably not helping either. But yeah, we'll get on the grid here. We'll get ready to rock and roll. Hopefully it's a nice chill drive. 5 laps should be 35-ish minutes. Hopefully it's cool. Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully we live. That's the number one always. I don't know why I didn't click that one. It's fine. So standard stuff here for Proto GT. We'll see how it works out. Trying to think of what else I am missing pre-race. Oh, we're up over 500 subs now. We got there, I guess, about a week ago, which is really freaking cool. I'm so thankful, so excited. Honestly, it's just the coolest thing ever. I'm so blessed to be able to do this and have people that support it and enjoy it and are entertained by it. So thank you all so much, each and every one of you. If you're new, sub down below, join the crowd. We try to have as much fun as we can here. I try to do good, entertaining content, fun racing, hang out with friends, etc., weird food reviews, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I try my best to have fun no matter what. And I'm just blessed and tickled to death to have such a great following of people. So thank you all so much for your love and support. Make sure you drop a like down below on this video if you enjoy this content or any of my other content. I appreciate you all so much. Special thanks to Ethan Gregory. A lot of you know E. He was my very first super chat during our stream last week of PCC bottom split at Tsukuba, which was quite fun. I would love to do another one of those this week also, by the way, probably again Thursday night, just because my schedule's weird this week. So hopefully Thursday night we'll get a PCC bottom split stream going for a couple hours and watch some racing at Auto Club. Not sure if I can talk Gavin into running one of those so we can watch him and see how he's doing, or if it's just going to be random people like we've had. So let's get going here. We will start out, let these GT1s get ahead, get spread out, get through a couple corners, and then we'll jump into merch talks, plans for next season, stuff I want to try, and obviously, again, let me know if you have anything down below you want to see. Didn't do any practice for this. I ran 1 Q lap. It wasn't great. It was about a second slower than Peter. He was at like a 6:37. I ran 6:38.4 or something like that. So not that it really matters. Not the end of the world. Again, you're very rarely going to come across a bunch of Fords anyways. You got Hondas leaving the pits here. I'm just going to let that guy go ahead. Don't want to have him have to come back past me. We had one Honda that right out of the pits and warm-up decided he wanted to pass me, like turning into this corner right here, which was almost a huge death. I basically had to jump out of the way. This guy's dead. Don't roll, thank you very much. All very interesting. We're good. Starting early. Anyways, though, so yeah, I've had a busy week. It's been a very busy week. Next week is also very busy, and again, I don't have, unfortunately, any content for this series or for PCC. Don't own Auto Club on this account, and don't own, I don't even know where they're going in this, but I don't own it. So there's not going to be a whole bunch of racing other than Diet Dr. Pepper Gen 4 series, which you'll hopefully see tomorrow. Niban K5 is starting a 87s kind of longer series season on Tuesday nights that I'm hopefully going to participate in most, if not all. And so that's starting at Daytona. We're going to just give that a whirl. We're not going to chase points or do anything crazy because it's almost certain that I won't be able to make enough races to compete for the championship. But I wanted to give it a whirl because I enjoy driving the car, especially in a league setting where tires matter and strategy matters and you have good, respectful driving. So we'll play that one by ear. Looks like there's another Honda here, Max, the 7 car, that's having issues, but we'll just keep an eye out in front on that. So yeah, other than that, I don't really know what else is going to be raced this upcoming week. It's a pretty quiet week for me racing-wise. This guy has some big damage. Hopefully we can just get by him in a safe spot. He's got like no left front wheel. Can't imagine that car is going to turn very well, but yeah. I'm going to need you to not here, guy. Please and thank you. I don't know where he is, but we'll just sneak over here. Okay. Better safe than dead, as I always say. He needs to really just tow that car. He's never going to make it all the way back around. Now it does, it looks like. But anyways, so yeah, not sure what else is coming up other than that league stuff, but I hope you show up and support those videos the next couple days. I'm really excited to continue in Diet Dr. Pepper, hopefully. We got 3 weeks left. Michigan, Darlington, Kansas. Not sure how it'll go, not sure how we'll fare. But we've had a phenomenal season so far. Through 9 weeks, we've had 8 top 5s, and we are going into Michigan as the point leader. But Michigan, far from one of my best tracks, probably one of my worst big ovals. So we're going to have to just wait and see how that one plays out. Try to maximize it. Gavin should be a strong contender to win that. It's one of his best tracks and one of his favorite tracks. And it definitely is not for me. So we'll just have to try to do our best, stay out of trouble. Hopefully we can get out there with a solid finish, and then we'll focus obviously forward on Darlington and hope to rebound a little bit there. But that's coming up. Niban 5's K5 87 series is at Daytona to start out. That should be very, very exciting. After the race I did there in WRL in the 87 at Talladega, I actually kind of enjoyed that. It was a big chess match and kind of a difficult thing to wrap your head around, but I still enjoyed it. It was quite fun, so looking forward to that. He's built custom sets for that, so I'm excited to see how those drive. They're supposed to be much more difficult to handle, so it's all going to be up in the air. You'll see those the next couple days for sure. We'll probably have a special iRacing non-driving video probably later in the week just to fill a slot. And then again, I'll try to get some official race in. Not sure what it'll be yet, but I'll get something in that you'll hopefully see a week from today on Monday. So yeah, that's the plan as far as this next week. Again, I got a lot of stuff going on in personal life, other things. Life's absolutely bonkers right now, which is really frustrating because all the plans I had are now finally kind of winding down or done for the summer. But other stuff that's out of my control has crept up. So that's been very frustrating and time-consuming and stressful and a lot of other things. So I definitely have to try to sort out most or all of that this coming week. But yeah, we're just going to have to play it by ear and see what happens next. So as far as merch and as far as what that all looks like, I've had a couple people say that they would wear a JK YouTube shirt, like Will wants one. I would want one, even though I don't usually use face cam. But I'd wear it in other type of videos if I had one. And people have asked for that, so I'm working on it. I talked with Tyler a little bit. Almost drove off track there for no reason. I've talked with Tyler a little bit about my options, what stuff he likes that he's used before for merch. I need to, again, I'm not a graphic designer, obviously. I know some people that are very good with graphic designs, and obviously I know a professional graphic designer. So yeah, I don't know exactly what that's going to look like yet. It's in the works. Don't have a timetable or anything like that, but if you're interested in merch, whether it be shirt or something else, again, if you wear, a backpack with my logo on it, or I really don't know, honestly. I was just thinking t-shirts for now, and we'll expand beyond that in the future. But I'd wear a t-shirt of myself, obviously. I'd love if some of you would as well, just for something to have. I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know exactly how that's all going to work out. I don't have a timetable yet. I don't have any plans or designs or anything to this point. I've just essentially looked at my options and started to think about what that might look like and some of the details and where I could go to try to get that done. So it's in the works. And again, I have no idea if it's going to be like Christmas by the time I get this set up, or if it's going to be really straightforward and easy and I can have it in like 3 weeks. But no matter, I will obviously, of course, update all of you when I have something. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. So we'll play it by ear. We're coming around towards the end of the last lap here, and then we'll, I guess, use lap number 2 and probably 3 and 4, knowing me, to discuss racing options for next season. Now that by the time you're seeing this, we're just about to start week number 10, which means we have 3 weeks left of the season, which is absolutely crazy. We'll talk about PCC and PCC scheduling and other things like that, other things I want to drive, other things I want to race. So around the final corner before the long straight, and then we'll have just the S's part to end up back at start finish. Successful first lap. We didn't die, just. So yeah, I try to think of what else is going on before we get into next season's scheduling. I can't really think of very much. Again, I'm so thankful for all the love and support on everything I've put out recently. Road America content, food review stuff, iRacing stuff that's not a race, you know, other stuff like that. Talking about Bluey and my new Prius that I bought, and plans for the future that are still ongoing. But again, I have some other stuff, unfortunately, that I have to deal with first, but that's life, that's the real world. So that will get dealt with in due time, and then I will be able to turn my attention back to more having fun and having stuff that is entertaining. So first lap, very slow, but that's okay. We had a long lap with where we started on the lap, and again, we're not in any hurry, so it's all good. It looks like there are only 3 Hondas left. Both GT1s are still alive, though, so we're in like 6th place out of 9 here overall. 1 Honda has already disconnected to sit on pit road there, as you see, so the 9 car is still alive in 3rd place. Vladislav on for a big points day, a big iRacing day. If he can stay alive, probably a big SR day as well, because he's going to finish 3rd out of 6 if he can just keep it on the track at worst. So yeah, so what's going on next season? I've seesawed back and forth about this series and this car. If I can find a Ford, I'd still love to drive this car every week, or all the weeks I own, obviously, and put out content, because I really do truly love driving this car, even in this scenario where it's by myself. I love driving it. It's a lot of fun. It's a great series. I know that I've gotten somewhat, I'm not going to take full credit, but I've gotten Peter into this series, and he's a diehard Ford guy and just this series in general guy, so that's been awesome. Just check out his results week to week and see how he's coming along. And again, he's probably challenging me. He's my closest competitor for 3rd in the points this season, so he's been killing it. He's very, very talented. I love him. We've run some enduros and stuff with him before. Great guy. What else is going on? PCC schedule voting will probably be coming up in about 2 to 3 weeks. I usually try to get it done during, or up and started during week 13 once we have our confirmed schedule for the following season, just so that we can get a head start on things. iRacing staff usually gives us about a month or so, usually till week 3 or 4 into the season, to have our schedule set. So I try to have 2 weeks of nominations, 2 weeks of voting, and then bada bing. So we'll see how that all plays out, how that works. Obviously, we'll be voting for 2026 Season 1 already, which is pretty crazy to think about. Can't believe I've been doing this for a year already. It's pretty wild, but we'll be on 2026, which will be my, start of my 13th year iRacing, essentially. So pretty crazy. I'm excited. There's a lot of good things in the plan. Again, I'm really excited to bring you all along for the ride. Some other things I want to accomplish other than my usual PCC and hopefully Ford GT2. I have a couple tracks I'd like to win at yet, Iowa amongst them. A couple cars in series. I still want to win an official Gen 4 race. I still want to win a V8 Supercar race. I still want to win in the Pro 2/Pro 4 Pro Trucks. Still haven't won at Crandon, Richmond, a couple other tracks. So Kansas, Gateway. So a lot of stuff is in the works. I still have a lot I want to accomplish. I'd still love to drive, in addition to my regular usual series and stuff, I'd still love to drive IMSA fixed from time to time, 87s from time to time, mini stocks and street stocks from time to time. Obviously, I'll have Diet Dr. Pepper and K5 League stuff, maybe some JKR League stuff again over the winter if my schedule frees up a little bit. I had a lot of fun doing that last year with the late model stock series, so we'll see if I can put something together with my time and schedule to do something like that again once kind of the weather starts getting crap and people stay inside. What else is going on? What else would I like to drive? I mentioned Pro 2, Pro 4, supercars. IMSA fixed. I'm probably forgetting some stuff. Maybe some rallycross again. It's been a while since I've gotten into that, but still enjoy it from time to time. So yeah, we're just going to have to play it by ear. There's a lot of stuff up in the air that I'd like to drive a little bit more of and try that I haven't been able to just with my schedule and timing and stuff I've been involved in the last probably 3 months or so, which has been unfortunate. But again, you know, life comes first, stuff comes first, and the stuff that I'm running for participation, I had to make sure I got in, which I have to this point, so that's been good. But I'd still like to do a couple more one-off fun races of various things, so we'll see how that all shakes out. It'll be a grind and a schedule to put together, but I think it should go well. I'm liking the league races, those longer league races where strategy and tire wear and stuff really matters. Have been a lot of fun. I've had a ton of fun in DDP Gen 4 this season. Not sure what Gavin's plans are for DDP next season, but I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, Nick is doing the 87s thing, so I look forward to that. Not sure if we'll see officials again, like I said, in that car, just because the community is so toxic and all the drama, and that is just something I need to try to stay away from for my own mental sanity, basically, but also just, you know, with my involvement in PCC, I can't afford to be accused of picking a side in that drama. Not that I am in any way. I don't really care because I don't drive the car as much as, you know, a CR2 or Daniel or anybody like that, but I definitely do not want to be put in the middle of, you know, upsetting someone for no reason, basically. So I've stayed out of that for the most part. But always curious to see again if they have an Atlanta or a Darlington week. I'll be tempted to drive it. We'll see. So we'll just see how the community shakes out, how much infighting there is in there, and drama and backstabbing and so on and so forth. It's pretty damn messy. It makes PCC look like this perfect utopian community, to be honest with you. But regardless, it's been great to work as always with the PCC guys, the rest of the reps, everybody that contributes to the schedule and rule changes and stuff like that. PEC, the endurance race, 2-hour races, have been a ginormous success. I've been absolutely thrilled with how things have played out this season as far as the participation, the feedback, the love. I think some of the different things with the track layouts and the circuits and the variety and the way the starting works and all sorts of things like that have been brought up for valid reasons. A lot of that is unfortunately out of my control, weather included. Just not something that I even get a say in. It's just something that staff picks or that iRacing has set to a way they want it, and we're forced to keep it like that, which is how it goes sometimes. Looks like another Honda's died, so the 9 car might finish second here by just surviving. That's going to be quite funny if that ends up being the case. So yeah, now we're going to be 5th overall, it looks like, which is wild. But yeah, PEC's been great. I'm still going to bring up to staff when I get an opportunity whether we can try to find a time slot that's a little bit more US friendly. I don't know if that's going to mean adding an additional slot. It sounds like they don't want to do that, but I'd love to say, can we move one of these slots to something that's a little more US friendly, because none of the US slots are really super friendly right now, and I think we're missing a pretty big player base that would be interested. Hopefully it doesn't kneecap any of the other regions too much with their ability to race, but something I want to talk about and explore and bring to the table. So we'll see how that all shakes out. Again, as always, let me know what you want to see me race next season and beyond. I don't have any concrete plans. I don't have anything that's like, other than PCC, that I'm like, yes, I'm going to drive that every single week. And again, whether it's an every week thing or something you just want to see, you know, a certain car track combo once, or just drive a certain car to try it once. I've been tempted to try like the junior open wheel thing. I've been asked about ARCA by CR2 and other people. That's still technically on the table. I need to do some more testing in that during some iRacing downtime and see if I just despise the ARCA car and can even stand to drive it or not. Probably won't do any of the big draft tracks. It sounds like that's just a death sentence and awful, but you know, the shorter tracks, no bigger than like a mile, might be a lot of fun in that car. Who knows? What else has been on the table? The modifieds, SK and Tour modifieds have been brought up. I don't really run anything short track very often anymore. Again, I need to get back into mini stock for sure, maybe even street stock. I'll have more on that when I do my season recap video for this season, so keep an eye out for that probably during week 13 at some point. But yeah, it's been a really productive, successful season. I've had a lot of fun. Mostly clean. We're still sitting at 2x. Again, knock on wood here, we can get through this race today and still be on 2x. Both in the Ford GT2, I believe. One at the Nurburgring GP and one at Homestead, I believe, in a race that you didn't see. So everything else has been clean. All my other official races, every PCC race has been clean. All the other Ford races have been clean, obviously. So it's been a really good season. I've been really happy with how it's gone. Again, it hasn't had the most variety ever, but that's that's part of life. So hope to get back into that a little bit more. Again, I'd still love to do more mini stock and other stuff like that. I was following along with Jacob Klein, or sorry, not Jacob Klein. I'm overthinking this here as I'm trying to drive. Will get a good laugh on that. Jacob Collins, excuse me, who is a good friend of Dave, a good friend of mine, great guy. He is going for the I've Been Everywhere award, which is the winning all the tracks, winning all the cars award. One of them. I can't remember which. I think he's going for the cars first, as Carl Sampson has done. So again, check out Carl, check out Jacob. Carl has done some incredible things lately. He just won the Portimao 1,000 kilometers with his teammate in an Aston GT1. Again, unfortunately, I do not have results from Will and Chad as of yet because they haven't started their race yet at the time of recording. But by the time this happens and you see this, you'll be able to go back and watch their streams, hopefully each of them, how they did, cheer them on, congratulate them if they had a good finish, wish them well if they didn't. It's the usual stuff. So hopefully they do well, hopefully they have fun and enjoy it and can get a good result out of it. They put a lot of prep and a lot of work into it, so I want for them to have a good result and a good experience from this. But anyways, back to Jacob Collins. Great guy, been following along with his journey to win in more tracks, win more cars, check off some of those combos as he goes. He's doing quite well. I think he said he was at 50% through the cars list, so he's doing incredibly well. But you all know, Carl will attest as well, that last like 15 to 20% of cars is the most difficult because they're either really difficult and there's specialized drivers that only drive that car that are really, really good, or they never go official and it's hard to split, and when they do, all the pros show up, or whatever the case may be. But those last like 8 to 10 cars are really, really difficult because it's extremely hard to be good at all 5 licenses. And he is quite good at all 5 licenses, definitely better than me at open wheel, dirt oval, probably rallycross as well. But he's an exceptionally talented driver as well. So if you don't follow him, go check him out. Great guy again, but he's run some Proto-GT just to win some stuff in the Honda and win some different tracks this season. So it's been good to get in some races with him. But following along his journey has been cool, and it's kind of got me thinking about the stuff I haven't won at yet. And honestly, I was looking through all the stuff I own that I haven't won at, and it's not that much. It's the stuff I mentioned earlier, the Pro 2 / Pro 4 Pro Truck, the Supercar, the Gen 4 Taurus that I drive, cars that I don't care about trying to win in is like the Porsche 992 Cup car, especially since that sounds like it's going away in the not-so-distant future just because they're coming out with a new one, so that should solve that for me. The next-gen Cup car, which I absolutely despise and can't stand, so we're never going to drive that because I don't care unless I miraculously win the Daytona 500 next year. What else? There's a couple tracks I mentioned: Iowa, Kansas, Gateway. What else? Richmond is a good one that I'm going to try to get at some point in something. And then a couple of bigger tracks that I don't really like as much. Michigan I've talked about. Texas. Trying to miss some. Obviously Talladega. I've never won an official race at Talladega. That's never going to happen. So yeah, a handful of bigger tracks that if I get done with all the other stuff I want to get done in the next couple seasons, maybe I'll turn my attention to that and see what else we can try to get done. But yeah, it's just been a big grind fest, so it's been cool to watch Jacob get through that. I know Carl is still chasing 20 or so tracks, 1 dirt oval, a couple road courses, and obviously anything that's released new, and then like 15 ovals or something like that, so pavement ovals that is. So it's been cool. It's cool to watch guys take that chase, go after the quest, go after the not Dan Lisa, what's the thing called? I'm blanking so hard right now. The you know what I'm talking about, the big thing, Duncan Watts, that's the one that tracks all your series wins and all that stuff, and track wins, car wins, all that stuff, the awards on iRacing. So really cool to see people pursue that and still care about that and give that a go. It's a very unique thing, obviously, and something that just kind of prolongs your iRacing career and gives you something to chase even after you've won everything in the position that like Carl has or I have or whatever. So our other big goal for into next season, and then obviously into season 1, is going to be to try to win a Daytona 24. Again, this will be attempt number 11 for me, so I don't know how that's going to shake out. Don't want to put any pressure on anybody or jinx it or anything at this point, but I haven't even started to assemble potential drivers or anything yet. I haven't gotten that far. I have a couple in mind that I want to see if they'd be interested and see if we can put something together. But of course, it's an enduro, it's a 24-hour race. Anything can happen. It's a crapshoot. Staying alive is the most important bit, and then it gets down to the end and you just try to put yourself in a position to try to capitalize. We did a great job last year. We finished 5th, even through all the issues that Anthony and Spencer and Ethan and myself had. We finished 5th, which I was extremely proud of. We had a lot of things happen that were out of our control. Weird things, we weren't, I don't think, fast enough to win straight up on pace anyways. We drove the most BOP car in the Porsche last year, so this year I have a game plan for that also. But we're just going to have to play it all by ear, shake that out, but that's definitely a big thing that's coming that I'm going to put a lot of prep into the tail end of next season and then into 2026. So I overdrove the shit out of that. Thankfully, we didn't slide off track this time. We got 2 laps to go. That was very sloppy. I don't want to talk about it, but we didn't die. Get the heart rate down a little bit. That was a heart in the throat moment. Drive off, as I've done a couple times this season, while talking and not paying attention for no reason. But we didn't do that this time, so we're good. We avoided that spun Honda immediately, so we're still good. We got to make 2 more laps here. We're cruising along. Obviously, we're going to be the final car to finish at this rate. Again, there are 2 Hondas left on the lead lap. There are 2 GT1s. They're still both cruising. They're pretty spread out, though, and then me. So we're doing okay. We're just chilling, cruising. I got to back myself down here a little bit after that. Just not drive with my head completely turned off. So I'm trying to think of what else that is going to be coming. All my cars to see, drive, own videos. I had a lot of fun making those. I've been trying to get one of those in with Ryan, get his lists. It's just been a work in progress. We're joining some different sports teams around the area, so that's going to take up some time. So it's just, life's busy, as you know. There's always something that comes up or that happens or whatever, so a lot's going on. But yeah, that's been very fun. I have a couple more food reviews in the making that have been requested. I already touched on the merch thing. Again, a couple more iRacing non-driving videos. Let's see, Ford versus Chevy, I think just ended. I'm trying to think of when you see this, whether I'll have the last one out or if there's one more week. Yeah, I think it's done. Road Trip Adventure is about halfway through. I have the next new series, new playthrough, excuse me, that you're going to see this upcoming Saturday. So keep an eye out for that at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Brand new playthrough. Another quick one, just a couple weeks, about 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks. And then I also have the following 2 playthroughs that are going to come after that, recorded and ready to go. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Some of you I've hinted to what it's going to be. So keep an eye out for those. I'm really excited for you to see them also. So a lot going on. A lot's in the works or already done and dusted and ready to go. So still very happy, very proud. It's been a great time on and off the racetrack virtually. So it's looking more and more like my aspirations of getting on the racetrack for real again next year are not going to work out. It's just been a mess. Again, there's a lot of stuff out of my control with my health and with medications and other things that are preventing me from taking some of the steps I'd like to, unfortunately. So it's looking more and more like if I get on any track, it's going to be like rental go-karts with the guys next year, which is unfortunate. But that's kind of part of life and how it goes, especially in the life of a CF patient. So we'll just have to keep trying, doing my best, play it by ear, hope that something comes to fruition or I can put something together or at least, have an opportunity to drive something. So I don't know if that's going to be a thing. Also, when coming in the winter, I forgot about that completely. I'm not going to be able to, I don't think, run the Daytona 500 unless I do it late Wednesday night, which I could do potentially because we're going to try to put together a Daytona 500 group trip, which is awesome. We've had a lot of discussions about it already, interest. I'm still working through some of the details. I've kind of assigned myself the acquirer of information just so everybody can kind of tell me what their deal is, what they're feeling, what they're thinking. And then, when we get to the point of figuring it all out, they're already good. They don't have to collaborate with anybody else. I'll already have all that information in one place. So that would be really cool. I'd love to get some videos recorded with some of the guys. A lot of them, obviously, Alex, Banksy, Adam, I've met previously, several times, in fact. But some of them, like Nico, Will, other people that you're very familiar with on the channel, Chad, and others, never met before. My long-term goal is to try to meet everybody that's in JKR. Get to spend some time with them, whether it be traveling or at a racetrack or, just whatever. I want to try to meet everybody because we're like family. We're a big group. We're not just friends. We're a group that enjoys this hobby together, but we're also really, really close as people. So that's the long-term goal. I've done actually pretty well in that, considering I think I've met probably about a third of the people in my channel right now, roughly, which has been great. It's been a lot of fun, but I still have some more to go. So hopefully Daytona will be a good opportunity to check off another 5 or 6 of them. So yeah, that's in the works. I'd love to, again, record something while we're there for that. Not sure how that's all going to shake out quite yet exactly, but that's more to look out for in the future. What else can I do for another lap and a bit here to talk about? I don't really have anything else. I've run out. This needs to be a 4-lap race like it is in Global Challenge. It's going to be like a 35 or 40-minute video, which hopefully isn't too bad. So, I mean, the races are 30 minutes normally, but around the Nürburgring, you have laps assigned, unless it's a really long race, just because it takes so long to get around here. And again, obviously for the Hondas, a 4-lap race would be like 22 minutes, so that's why it's 5 laps. Unfortunately, the 9 car looks like he's died finally. Either that or ran out of fuel or something, but he's in pit road, so now there's one Honda that hasn't had to make a pit stop yet. That's the 4 car leading behind us by about 3 minutes, half a lap or so. That's actually the guy, the leader here, that almost ran me over right away. So maybe he was just going really fast and knew what he was doing, and I should have gotten out of his way anyways, but that's a different point. I had a lot of people chime in on the headlight flashing thing from last season, or last week, excuse me, in PCC at Tsukuba. Their thoughts and their feelings on being flashed from a car behind, and I just wanted to expand on that now that it's come to my mind a little bit more than I did at the time, because obviously I was in the race. I'm not against headlight flashing, especially if you're coming up behind a different class car that you're about to pass. And again, especially at night when you can really see and you can be distracted, or it's the middle of a long stint, or whatever the case may be. It's a useful thing. But when you're in a car like PCC with the GR86 and the Clio and the Mazda, where we're all basically more or less the same exact pace, I just think it's kind of a silly thing to do. I mean, the people that were flashing me in that Tsukuba race weren't anywhere near to passing me. They weren't passing me in the next corner or the next, 2 corners or anything like that. They were signaling to me that they were the next car behind me and wanted to get out of the way with, from 8 car lengths back, which is fine. But given that I'd been letting every single car pass me to go on ahead and do their race, considering I had a big gap to the other Clio and was just chilling and trying to stay out of trouble and stay out of everybody's way, you don't have to flash me to let me know that you're there and that you want me to jump out of the way, because I am already doing that and I already saw you. I know they don't know that I already saw them, but I've let every single other GR86 to that point go without any fight on the part of the track that works for both of us. So by flashing me, it honestly just makes me want to not get out of your way at all, which is probably the wrong outlook on it. It's the wrong thing to do. But again, it's a disrespectful thing. Me getting out of the way is a courtesy to you. It's not a requirement. We're not in the same class race. Technically, in the official standings, you're behind me. You have to pass me, by making a pass. You have to come catch me and make a pass, and no, that doesn't mean just dive bomb the shit out of me the second you get anywhere near me. That's not the same thing. You have to come make a pass like you would against any other car at any other track for position or whatever else. You're not lapping me. We're in different classes, yes, but we're in a race. It's a race. You're supposed to race. And so I get slighted by that. It drives me a little bit nuts. As you can tell, I'm pretty passionate about that issue, but I just cannot stand when people in multi-class races like that with similar pace, which is pretty much exclusively a PCC thing. Looks like, unfortunately, the 3 cars died, so we're now in 3rd overall to 9, which is bonkers. But anyways, I'm pretty passionate about that. I'm not a big fan of people that flash you in PCC, other than like the BMWs coming through, which again, they have such incredible straightaway speed, especially compared to the Mazda and the 86, but even compared to the Clio. They flash us and they go by, like on the next straightaway. It's that type of thing. It's a warning and a pay attention because I'm coming through. It's not a, get out of my way, jump out of the way because you're lesser than I am. Like, my class, even though there's only 2 of us and we're not battling, is not lesser important. It's not less of a battle than whatever they were going through, especially the guy that was in like 10th out of 12. So that just rubs me the wrong way. Maybe I'm controversial and in the wrong on that, but I just cannot stand people that flash me headlights. I need to specify. This is 2025. I need to specify. I cannot stand people that flash you from like 8 car lengths back when they're not catching you and they're nowhere near passing you and they just want you to move out of the way. That's not how racing works. And even if I got a blue flag, even if you were laps ahead, it's your job to come past me cleanly, and it's my job to facilitate that you're able to make that. Again, that does not mean just dive bomb the shit out of me first time you get anywhere near me into a big hairpin. So people don't really get that. It was kind of iffy on how I felt about it and how I voiced it at the time, but I'm not a fan. I can't really stand people that just don't know how multi-class and traffic interactions work, really. Great race, everyone. Good fun. Look, YouTube there, since we're just chilling all by ourselves. Leader's now done. I think we're still going to be the last car to finish. We're going to take 3rd overall. We'll just cruise back through here. Been an interesting race, pretty mundane race for us other than that first couple of corners, but we've done our job. We only had the one throat and heart moment of almost dying. It's been fun. Again, we'll just collect our 85 championship points or whatever in our participation week, and then we'll move on to whatever is next. So yeah, I mean, again, other than all the other stuff I've asked about down below with the what I should race next season and your thoughts on merch, let me know down below how you feel about the headlight flashing thing. A couple you already have in that previous video, but I'd love to hear more about whether or not I am in the wrong in my viewpoint of that, because I don't really think I am, but I also, again, don't race nearly enough other multi-class stuff other than this and PCC, which this has a huge pace gap between all three classes, and then PCC has basically none between 3 to 4 classes. So I don't really get your standard IMSA style multi-class traffic interactions all that often, so I'm curious everybody's thoughts and how they feel about it, but I just felt a little bit slighted at the time, so no matter. So half a lap to go. We're cruising along here. Third overall is a wild finish. 1, 2, and 4 are going to be the class winners, numbers that is, iRacing wise. So it's been a good race. I always love driving the Nurburgring. I always love driving this car, as I've said multiple times. So put them both together, it's a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of the last time we were here. I can't recall exactly the last time we were here in this car. I know we were here a couple seasons ago, week 1. With Gavin. Gavin was driving a GT1. We followed him. We had a 1X there because I almost killed myself right before the Senna S. Just got a little bit too light, a little bit out of sorts, and picked up a 1X. Thankfully, didn't die. I still don't know how I didn't die in that, but we didn't die, thankfully. But I can't think of if we've been here since then in that. Obviously, we ran at Nurbs GP earlier this season, so it's been a really good race. Been a really fun race. Good start to the morning. Gotta go do a little bit other testing and stuff immediately after this, so now that I'm nice and warmed up for that on the sim, should be in good shape. I appreciate it if you've watched all the way through this, if you've listened through all my ranting and rambling and discussing a million topics. I kind of enjoy the therapy drive talks. Again, I've talked about that. I love when I get to race solo and just talk about stuff while racing in the background, essentially. Sometimes it gets me in trouble with mistakes and distractions and whatnot, but more often than not, it just provides a nice opportunity to drive, catch you up on my life, on the state of the channel, on the state of my iRacing, everything else that I don't necessarily get to highlight quite so much while I'm driving in a competitive manner. So it's always fun. I appreciate it. Again, even if you skip through it and you get to this point, thanks for all the love and support. I really do appreciate it. It really does mean the world to me. I'm so thankful and so blessed. So I'm excited to see what comes next. I'm excited to continue to grow this thing and have even more fun and more great memories and continue to do good things behind the wheel, behind the camera, etc. So this is where I died last time. I just got a little bit sideways up through there. Somehow didn't die through this section. So just be nice and careful, off throttle completely. Nice big lift through the Senna S. Courtesy upshift to make sure we don't do anything crazy. A couple hard downshifts. Don't drop a wheel on turn-in since we got a little bit sideways. Nothing to see here, stupid. Don't be dumb. Nice and chill. There's like nobody even out there running yet. It looks like the 5 car has finally left pit lane. So is he going to be able to make it all the way around now in the 5 minutes? He probably will, which means we're not going to get results for like another 5 minutes, which kind of sucks, but we're not in any hurry, so we'll just pull over and we'll look at other stuff, talk about other stuff. I have a notes set, so I can read through my notes and make sure I didn't miss anything that I wanted to touch on and discuss here in this video. But I'm not sure if the 9 car towed past the start-finish line. Like, is he still going to finish second in class, which would be a crazy big iRacing gain, even though it seems like he crashed because he's been there for a while now. Regardless, it's been a good race for me, not a great race for a lot of the field, unfortunately, but that's part of it sometimes. So yeah, Yuri, the 5 car. I think I saw that he was from Finland or Sweden. Going to be the last car probably to come across and finish, because I don't think 9 cars can be able to finish if they haven't left the pits yet. So all right, final corner. Don't overdrive, nothing stupid, nice and chill. Get the nose in, and that is a wrap. A very slow final lap, 6:51, but it does not matter. None of this mattered at all. We were just here for the points. We won CU in victory lane. That's the Natalie Decker. I remember when she ran Trans Am or something a couple years ago and celebrated like crazy, and then everybody found out afterwards that she was the only car in her class, which I'm not saying that you still shouldn't celebrate if you're the only car in class, but that much enthusiasm of you won, like that's a little bit too much because there was nobody here to challenge me. So let's go watch that first lap, see what happened with that one Honda there. This will probably be the thumbnail anyways, so. Yep, this guy here, just all over the place. See if we can get a nice picture with the brake lights on, me trying to avoid whatever. That'll be good enough. So Other guys still finishing up. We had 0x, obviously. 9 car had to tow. Everybody else disconnected. This guy's still finishing up. So a couple people still outstanding with their results and with their laps. So we'll see how that plays out. But in the meantime, I will pull up my notes app here real quick and we'll make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, what else did I want to touch on? We talked about things for next season. I didn't mention SRX. That's also another car I would consider driving next season. Nico and Will have taken on the challenge of being kind of the co-community managers of that, trying some different things. To be seen how much of that comes to fruition in the schedule, but that could be interesting depending on how it goes. Ringmeister, I didn't really talk about Ringmeister Global Challenge. I'd still like to run a couple weeks of Kia, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see for that. Ringmeister as well, depending on what the cars are. Obviously, if there's a Solstice week again this season upcoming, I'll run that. Maybe some others. It's been a little while since I've run Ringmeister just because it seems to be the usual GT3, GT4, GT1, LMDH, whatever. It's kind of the usual boring, normal endurance cars and so on. So yeah, I haven't been crazy about, but I'd still like to run more Ringmeister if they have kind of weird, quirky car track combos, because I love the track. Like I said, I love the Nurburgring, and I love when we get to drive weird cars, or especially stuff that we don't get to use anymore. So we'll have to wait and see how that all shakes out and how much of that comes to fruition. I talked about tracks I haven't won at yet. Cars I haven't won at yet. We already touched on that. Again, have some plans, hopefully trying to get on track again next season, IRL, do something of the sort, but that's still up in the air. I do have plans. I'm trying to get to the Corvette Museum because I desperately want to see the Corvette Museum, see a C5R. So I hope I'll be able to get something with that in the not too distant future. I'd also like to, in the next year or so, get to the Roush Racing Museum in Michigan. That would be a cool place to tour and hopefully get something of use of. Not sure if you can record in there or not, but I'd love to try. So that'd be a cool place to get to. Those are both on the plans along with Daytona that we talked about for next season. We talked about the merch already. We talked about some of the other stuff. We talked about the Daytona 500. I didn't mention directly, but Bluey is still available for sale. I've had a lot of people interested, and a lot of people make me offers of some very weird things. In fact, I've had a lot of people offer me like stuff I can't use or stuff I don't want, like full-size RVs, which I can't tow with a Prius, obviously, or a jet ski or a motorcycle or stuff that like I'm not interested in. So that's been interesting to be a part of and see. But again, no shade, just very interesting. I thought about this. The league that I talked about, we did the late model stock series last season. That was a lot of fun. I'm thinking of doing something a little bit more rotational this coming season with some fun car track combos like Gen 4 at Darlington or Old Atlanta, or Xfinity at Old Atlanta, or Solstice at Summit Point, or Street Stock at South Boston, or the old pickup cup truck at Old Phoenix. So just something that's a little bit more fun, a little bit crazier. So again, I have my layout here of the PCC schedule for this season, which obviously all those tracks won't be eligible for next season. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But that's about all I got to cover. So we only got about 15 seconds here till our timer runs out, and then we can go wait for some results. See how many incident points everybody had. I don't think that guy's going to make it back, the 5 car. But that should mean that the 9 car secures second place. In class, that is, obviously. Only the 3 of us finished on the lead lap, which is wild in the field of 9. We had 0x, Dylan had 2x, and Alexandre had 3x. So we were the only 0x car out of 9, which is pretty crazy, especially since everybody was pretty spread out. And again, in this car generally, or in these cars, when you crash, especially the Honda, you're pretty much done, so you don't get to really go back out there and crash some more, but it looks like some of those guys did anyways. So yeah, that's part of it. It's part of life, part of racing. So here's our results for the race. Obviously, no iRacing change, no SR change with the 0x. Right in the money at 2,500. We did get 85 championship points, which puts us back into 3rd place overall in the point standings. Very slow laps, no reason to push, no pressure, nothing like that. So I had fun. Again, I know it was a boring therapy drive, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Again, I hope you enjoyed the discussion. I always love having those talks about things going on and off the racetrack. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it this far, thanks all for all your love and support. Yeah, a little bit of a longer race, but I hope you learned something from it. Again, comment down below about the things I talked about, merch, what I should race next season, and the headlight flash thing, I guess are the main things I talked about. So let me know, and we'll see you in the next one. But appreciate you all so much. Till next time, as always. All right, bye.